Welcome to lesson or resource 4, tapping. Um, Tapping is kind of interesting. It works really well for some folks. Some people don't pick up on it so well. Give it a try, see how it sticks. But it's basically based off of your 12 meridian points, which is kind of your base system that is used for acupuncturists, stuff like that, to kind of help move energy and stress relief throughout your body. There's a really simple protocol that you can use if it feels like it's something that might be useful for you, and I will show you what it is. So, the basic mechanism is as it describes. It's simple tapping, but the order, but more the points where you tap matters. And a secondary with it, the tapping kind of engages your body, but it's recommended that if you're doing this, you do kind of an affirmation. Basically kind of call yourself out, name the problem, let yourself know that you're okay, say it out loud, and then kind of repeat that as you're tapping through it. What you're doing is you're using that voice and the physical action to basically kind of imprint that calm and that idea back into your body to help bring that stress and anxiety back down. So again, like an acute stress, kind of not quite full-blown panic attack, you can try it, but the water, some of the other stuff tends to work better if you're in an actual panic attack. But this can be helpful. I know people that have used it and have had really, really good success with it too. So definitely give it a shot if it's something that you're interested in. And we'll walk you through the protocol step by step so you can see what's going on. So to start, they always call it the karate chop. Basically, it's the little meaty part at the bottom flat part of your hand. And what you're going to do is just 2-3 fingers, and you sit there and you just kind of tap on that spot. And like I said, the wording that goes with it, even though I wrote the wrong email and I sent it to the wrong client, I deeply and completely accept myself. And just kind of take a small breath and then just repeat it. Even though I sent the wrong email to the wrong client, I deeply and completely accept myself. And just do that kind of 3 times. And it kind of warms up your body, gets that thought and your idea. To run the full protocol, you're going to hit 8 different spots. And what you're doing is you start with the karate chop point, and then you move to the crown, the top of your head, and you just work your way down your system. If you have glasses, easier to take your glasses off ahead of time because you're going to do tapping around your eyes. The next one is going to be right above your eyebrows, and then move to the side of your eyes, and then under the eyes, and you're looking to hit basically like the top edge of your kind of your cheekbone, the edge of your eye socket, but you're looking to hit it on the bone. Again, just pressure. You should be able to feel it. Shouldn't hurt. And then the little divot right underneath your nose, and then kind of where your chin and the bottom of your lip fold and hit that little crease, and then kind of the crowns of your collarbone right before they meet in the center. And then the last one is a little odd, but at basically the bottom of your armpit, where your armpit and your lat kind of meet, there's like a little pocket. There's a lymph node back in there, and the last spot is tapping right in there. And then ideally, when you're done, kind of take a deep breath. One of the beginning steps that I mentioned, or if one set doesn't work, I would do what we call a SUDS. It's a selective unit of disturbance. So basically, like on a scale from 0 to 10, how much is whatever happening is bothering you? And say right now it's a 7. And then start back over. Even though I sent the email to the wrong client, I completely and totally accept myself. I know I can do better next time. And tap it back through. 3 to 7 in each spot. Work your way down. And then take a deep breath. And then think about that thought and do that SUD. Do that 0 to 10 scale again. Like the last one I had started at a 7. So now, hopefully I'm down to like a 4 or a 3, something like that. And do it a couple times, a few times, 3-4 times. As long as that number keeps coming down, you can keep recycling it, and it'll help reset your system a little bit, and pull you out of some of that anxiety stuff that spikes. This is also really good if you're having a really bad spell of rumination where your head's just spinning, and you can't get it to shut off, because forcing yourself to say those sentences and focus on the pressure and the tapping and the breath pulls your mind out of those cycles and back into the present. So it can be really, really good for that. So again, basic set is kind of rate 0 to 10. How much is whatever happening is bothering you. Repeat the round again, and then again, keep going as long as that number keeps coming down or until the number kind of flatlines. And then, tapping's done what it can for you. It's really good, works really well. It's nice, it's pretty indiscreet, it's quiet. You can do it in the office, you can do it in the car before you go into the office, things like that. It can also be good when you get home, like from the office, to sit there and kind of, put a good thought in your head about, heading back home, dealing with your family, and shutting off work mode, things like that. It's a really good way to kind of mode change. It's going to sound a little goofy, but there's a lot of science behind basically like rituals, or ceremonies. And basically what I mean by that is if you do something that signals in your brain and your body that one part of the day, one part of your life, one mode is ended and another one starts, your body lets a lot of that stuff go and opens back up to kind of starting over again. So if you come home from work and you do like a couple sets of tapping in the car before you come home, that act on top of the tapping itself helping, but having that like little ceremony before you walk in the door gives your body a cue that like the workday is done and it can let some of that stuff go before you walk into the house. So not only the tapping itself helps, but depending on how you time it and how you position it in your day, you can get added benefit as basically like a mode switch for your brain and your system. So there's a lot of ways to use it. If you have any questions, give me a yell in the DMs or send a message in the questions section in the community. I hope it helps, and I will see you on the next resource.